I'm Kev.
And I'm Steve.
And we're from the internet.
Want to get your question answered on a future episode of We're From The Internet? Head over to we'refromtheinternet.com/question, tweet your questions at KevinSteve, email kevinsteve@gmail.com, or post them at facebook.com/KevinSteve, or even leave them in the comments for this episode.
Hi, who do you think the best guitarist is in the last 20 years?
Me and you. Don't know, how far did you ever get with the guitar?
I
assume you had
have
to go.
a guitar at my house at the moment because it was left at my mum and dad's, and my friend Shelley said I could have it.
Why did your friend leave a guitar at your mum and dad's house?
She left it there about 12 years ago.
Why?
Because I think it was at my flat, and I took it home for her, and then she never took it back. But yeah, so
she could be on top of the pops by now.
she said
and
to
you
me,
nicked
stick it on
her guitar.
eBay, so I think that's what we did.
What, so you haven't got a guitar?
Well, it's still there at the moment, but
Can I buy it?
it's on eBay.
Give me a link.
I'll sign it if people want to buy it.
Yeah, we could give it away as an
But,
MGX prize.
I had a crack on it yesterday. I wasn't very good. It's not tuned either.
Tune it then. There's apps that can tune it.
Oh,
for
I
you
know,
these
but
days.
I just sat there and thought,
That was always
it's also
my...
got a string missing.
That was all. That makes it harder to tune. That was always my big problem with playing the guitar, because I've bought 2 guitars in my life. Obviously, I bought one at the start of sixth form because it's the law, you have to. And I think I might have bought one a couple of years before. The first time, and it was both times it was an electric guitar with an amp and all that business, and I just couldn't tune the damn thing. I don't know what it's supposed to sound like. I'm tone deaf.
I got a drum kit because you can tune drums and you do tune them, but it's not really it's a different kettle of fish. You just bang them. And I banged a lot of things when I was in college
Why did you get a drum kit?
because I like banging things.
But you don't have drums now.
No, I sold them when I moved out.
Can you play the drums?
I could play the drums rather well.
Why don't you play
If this
the
question was
drums?
who's the best drummer in the past 20 years, I reckon I'd be up there with Ringo Starr.
He was more than 20 years ago.
I know.
He's not touched a stick in 30 years.
So I'd be better than him for the past 20 years.
Yeah. You're also better at doing Thomas the Tank stories for the last 10 years, because I imagine you've read one more recently than he has.
Oh yeah, I'm watching that all the time at the moment on a weekly basis.
Well, that's different to reading it, isn't it?
Well, who reads what?
Well, I assume you'd have read a story to your children at some point, you monster.
Yeah, no, I tried to read a book to my son the other day and I just ended up skimming through it, telling him the cliff notes. I can't remember what the story... Oh, it was Animals of Farthing Wood when the fire breaks out and the newts die. Spoiler alert. I basically just said, they all gathered, there was a fire, the newts went missing, the mole lived in a man's pocket for a little while and then the
Why
newts
don't
were
you read
gone.
him the whole story?
Because it was like 10 o'clock and I was trying to go to bed. And he
Well,
was
why
like,
don't you say to him, oi, no story now. Story time is
I'd rather
done.
pretend that it was a really brief tale. Do you know any guitarists off the top of your head? I can't think of any names.
No, I don't really understand guitars or guitarists. I don't really get what makes a good guitarist.
Being able
because-
to play intricate music on a guitar.
No, I don't think it does, because it sounds rubbish. Like when they had Brian May on the roof of the Palace however many years ago, and he just started fannying about on the guitar.
I know, but I don't
halfway
mean
through.
like when they just start making
Pack
it
in.
wail.
Just play the song like it is on the
I don't
CD.
mean when they make it wail off on one.
So you think
high
Spanish
pitch.
guitarists are the best
Oh,
guitarists?
I was going to say, like, that band I always talk about.
Oh, good.
Their guitarist.
You're not going to say who they are.
Because I feel like I always say who they are.
It's
and
because it's the only band you know.
No, but-
it's your claim to be a hipster. Look, I know a band you've not heard of. I'm that
But
cool.
their guitarist can play rock, punk, and Spanish guitar, so her songs kind of switch around, and it's always really good. She's a really good guitarist.
She's that good that you're the only person who's ever bought their records.
No, they do alright.
Yeah.
I told you, they've been on, like, games and stuff.
We've been on games and stuff.
No, not real games.
We were in Megastan. We were the final boss in I was the final boss in Megastan.
But,
Can I be the final boss in Megastan too?
if I ever get to make it, yeah.
Just make it.
I haven't got time. But, I can't think of any other guitarists off the top of my head where I just think, oh, they're amazing. I don't really think
That fella-
I don't sit there thinking, oh my god, she's amazing. I like their music and I think she's really good, but I just...
What about the fella down in the tube who plays the guitar and sings at the same time, and that always impresses me, that they can remember the words and what to do with their fingers. Bearing in mind, I failed my driving test 4 times because I'm so uncoordinated that when I turned right, I would put the brake on, and when I turned No, sorry, when I turn right, I'd accelerate. When I turn left, I'd brake. Because when I move my right hand down, my right foot would move down. When I move my left hand down, my left foot would move down.
You're an idiot.
Actually, I don't understand how people move different parts of their body differently.
I was impressed by the lead guitarist at Coheed and Cambria. He plays a double guitar, where it's like 2 guitars, one above the other, and you can play them both. I don't really know the benefits. I think he said he's got them tuned to 2 different sounds, and then he can just switch between them really quickly. So when he's playing a song, it just sounds really...
You know what he should do?
What's that?
Just record one on tape and play that when he wants to switch.
But when he's live, he can play them
stick
both.
it on a tape, and then... Because you can't play them both at the same time,
No, he does. That's what I'm saying. He's got it like that, and so there's 6 strings and then 6 strings below it.
Yeah, but he's not...
So he's just playing 12 strings.
He can swap back and forth between them, but he can't actually play them both at the same time. He's not an octopus. He doesn't have extra hands.
No, but he can... I think he has a thing on the top of one that holds where he wants it to be, like, and he can move it up and down, and his fingers do the bottom one, and he can just drag that down with his thumb, and then he just switches between the 12 strings as and when he wants.
So he's only ever playing one at a time?
Oh, it depends, doesn't it? You can make that one make a noise and that one make a noise, and they're both making a noise at the same time.
He plays one, then the other. He's playing them separately. He just needs to stick one of them on tape. In fact, stick them both on tape. Record a
then
CD.
It's not live.
Record a CD and just sell that to people, and don't worry about.
I really like
else.
seeing, because they have another guitarist who's really good, and he has this mouth thing where he'll be playing a guitar, and at the same time he's got this thing in his mouth that he's going, and it's not like a harmonica. He's just making these weird wailing sounds into it, and it goes through a tube into this little box and comes out through the guitar, and it sounds like the guitar's going, and it's not. It's just him doing it with his mouth, but the guitar's making the noise. It's very impressive.
You like some ridiculous music.
It sounds really good. It doesn't sound like what the noise I just made, but it just, I don't know.
And then there's you drumming in the background, drumming along.
I stood like arm's length away from him at a gig, and their sound man had to give me some earplugs because I was so close.
If we could have a year of complete focus on it, do you reckon we could start a band and get to a professional level in a year? Shall we do it?
Why not?
What instrument shall I play?
Tambourine.
Yeah, I reckon I could get to a professional tambourine level in a year. But could I learn to play the guitar in a year? Bearing in mind, I can't move my fingers at the same time as strumming. That's weird. I need a system where I can put my fingers in a position, perhaps hold it there with Play-Doh or something, then do a bit of strumming, then stop the tape, move the Play-Doh, do a bit more strumming. Obviously, you start the tape before you do the next bit of strumming.
Shall we set up a new show called Kevin Steve's Rock and Roll Adventures?
Could do, couldn't we?
And then we should just find a musician who can train us, and we'll just turn up every week. We'll try different instruments until we find one they think we're good at. Surely,
being able to touch type, I should be able to pick up the piano quite quickly.
You'd think, but I can touch type just as good as you, and I don't think I can play the piano.
Yeah, but you could learn it probably. Do people ever get fascinated? See, I get this at school all the time. My students, their minds are blown. Sir, you're not looking at the keyboard. Well, no.
Yeah.
The words are on the screen. Of course I'm not looking at the keyboard. What do you think this is? A typewriter?
I don't even look at the screen. I'm just tapping away, looking out the window, seeing a squirrel or something, and then I look back and it's all fine.
So if you would just be mid-sentence, swap it out with a music keyboard, and you just carried on writing your letter that you were writing, do you reckon it'd make a song?
I have found that I'm quite good at picking up a tune by the notes now. Like, I was playing with my daughter's little kids, you know, the xylophone piano. So I could play loads of tunes on that, and I got a proper keyboard and tried it on that, and it was the same sort of thing. I didn't realise it was that simple, really. I never used to be very good at it at school, but it seems quite simple.
What should we call our band?
I don't know. We'll let listeners suggest names over Twitter and or reviews.
Oh, it says Songbird on them all there. Should we be the Songbirds?
That sounds like we're women, though.
Suits me.
Mm.
Want to get every episode of We're From The Internet at least a day earlier than the iTunes and Stitcher folk? Head over to we'refromtheinternet.com/pledge to support us on Patreon, and as well as early access, we'll throw in an exclusive weekly show just for our patrons too.